This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and for the first video of 2021, I almost said 2020. It's gonna be weird, especially with writing. You guys ever notice how it takes you a good, I would say at minimum, week to a month to stop writing the previous year when you write something down, or when you start talking about stuff? Sometimes it'll take a while. Um, but yeah, first video of 2021. I'm going to tell you about my worst New Year's. Now, I told this story on my New Year's Eve, New Year's morning stream, but I want to tell it a little bit clearer and just put it out there for everybody to consume it, because not everybody comes to my stream, which you should. Twitch.tv/BlackMakers. Feel free to hang out with me, and we talk about all types of crazy sports, politics, just random stuff, video games, all that. It's usually a very chill environment, and we have fun. We just be kicking it. Anyway, so this New Year's Eve, I cannot remember the year. I'm old, people. Sorry. But I wasn't that old. This was between the age of 18 and 20. Now, for reference, my mom did let me drink at that time, and I was still living at home at the time. In fact, I would say that she was comfortable with me drinking as long as I was around her and her friends at the age of 16. It was always in the house. It was whatever I was offered. And, you know, whenever they had get together and stuff like that. Because I guess I wasn't a rowdy kid, pretty trustworthy kid. She she gave me, the go ahead to do so, because she knew I wasn't gonna get fucked up, and I wasn't gonna do nothing. And she always used to say, as long as I am here, or you're around someone responsible in this house, it's fine, because we're not gonna let you do anything bad to yourself. And that was the thing. It wasn't like, oh, let me go take this bottle over to my friend's house. We can get fucked up. My mom said it's okay. Like, nah. And my best friend could attest to this. She was like, you're in the house, you're at with family. It's okay. Just watch yourself, and we'll watch you. And we did that. So this is New Year's. I wasn't of legal age, but not of legal age in the U.S. of A. 18 is pretty much legal age everywhere. I think 16, in fact, the legal age in some places. What is wrong with this country? Anyway, moving forward. So just some background for that, and some background for New Year's Eve. Now, normally on New Year's Eve, the tradition was to go to someone in the family's house. In particular, to my grandmother and my aunt's house, because that was usually the party spot growing up. Every weekend, my parents and people in the neighborhood would flock to my grandma's house, to my aunt's basement, and have a good time. Or sometimes it would happen across the street at my aunt's best friend's house. You know, but either way, New Year's was always in a safe environment. You were around friends, family, um, and it was an extra bonus because being there, especially either place, you're right there at my grandmother's house, so everybody can get as fucked up as they want and just crash at the house, and don't have to worry about driving. That was pretty much why they did it, because it was like, we're gonna kick it with each other anyway. Why the fuck go to some cabaret, some club, or whatever? We get some liquor, we cook, we party, we pass out, wake up in the morning, go home safely. So that was usually the plan, all my life growing up. But this particular year, I didn't go. Now, I would go with my mom even as a kid. Not that before the 16-year-old thing, I wasn't drinking anything, but just because, you know, I was responsible enough to stay home alone. Um, I was able to stay home overnight alone since the age of like 10 when my mom would have to work overnights. Because that's just how it was, being a single mom, you have to do that. And again, I was a responsible enough kid to allow us to do that. But normally in New Year's, I would go with her, spend the night at my grandma's house. I'd be like hanging around looking at them until I got tired and then go upstairs and play some Nintendo or some shit. I would bring my Nintendo with me, I'm sure. Um, I would did, just so I wouldn't be bored or whatever. But you know, this particular year, I decided, nah, I don't feel like going. I'm just gonna stay home by myself. And I feel like this was the first New Year's I've ever spent by myself at that time. So, you know, she was like, "Well, there's some alcohol in the house. Don't drink it all, of course." Uh, Although she let me have the rest of the Hennessy because there wasn't a lot of Hennessy. I don't know where the Hennessy came from because my mom didn't drink Hennessy. I think somebody just happened to bring it over during a party one time and they just left it there. Uh, and had some rum. Had some daiquiri mix, which I'd never had a daiquiri before at that point, so I wanted to try daiquiris. Um, and I had some shrimp. She got some shrimp from this place called Shoppers Food Warehouse. If you live in the DC area, you know it well. I don't know if they are national or not, but so I was like, cool. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna like play some games. I'm gonna watch some TV, whatever. Get fucked up, uh, and all that. So I cooked the shrimp and I make the daiquiris. I had a couple of daiquiris, then I started to eat the shrimp. Shrimp was kind of off. Shrimp did not taste that well. I don't know how much shrimp I ate, but I ate enough, I guess, to know that this shit was nasty. Um, and that would come back to haunt me because as the night's going on, I'm like digging into the Hennessy, I'm chilling. All of a sudden, as midnight approaches, I feel fucked up. Not just drunk fucked up, but fucked up. My stomach's starting to hurt. I'm feeling dizzy, woozy, sweating all over the place. It's the shrimp, y'all. The shrimp was bad. Hindsight being 2020, I realized that, and I'm like, oh shit, I am fucked up. I think about this. A couple of daiquiris, which, you know, rum and a bunch of sweet shit. Um, that's bad enough. Um, Especially when you throw Hennessy on top of it. That's extra bad at that. But to have rotten seafood, like spoiled shellfish, well, shellfish, as shout out to Grizz, who said this in the chat last night when I told this. Uh, Bad shell food alone will fuck your world up. I had like a huge triple dose of fuck yourself up. Mad rum, mad Hennessy, you know, alcohol mixed with bad food, spoiled food. Not a good combination. So I'm fucked up. I'm really, really fucked up. Midnight comes past. I'm just like, oh, I'm just so fucking devastated. I'm laying in my bed. My bed spinning clockwise, then counterclockwise, then back clockwise, counterclockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise. Like, I really felt like that shit was spinning, y'all. No joke. It was just the weirdest feeling I've ever had in my life. Eventually, I'm able to get to the bathroom, and I just started earling, like throwing up like crazy. It was painful to throw up. I'm just like, oh my God, please let me survive this. I'm begging the Lord to, like, no, please, I'm sorry. I just need to get this out. Like, let me live. Let me live. Like, I am just like, I'm so fucked up, y'all. Now, like I said, normally my family just crashes after New Year's, but I guess my mom didn't like really get too fucked up. In this particular year, she went over there with my sister. So her and my sister um, came home that evening. to find me hugging the fucking like porcelain throne in tears and just like snot and just like looking all fucked up from just throwing up. I'm on the floor like hugging that shit. So they walk in the house and they walk in to see this and they bust out laughing. They just fucking like started like in tears, like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? Michael, are you okay? What are you doing? Like, they just could not help to laugh because I guess maybe they've been there before. Oh, I don't know. But no sympathy, no empathy, nothing. Just laughing at me. Of course, they were, sympathetic and they were asking me if I was okay. But I guess the sight of me was just not the best sight in the world. And they're just dying fucking laughing at me. I'm sitting there just like, oh my God, just please let me live. Eventually, I'm able to get back up and get into bed. Because they were like, you want me to help you? I was like, no, I'm fine. Leave me alone. Just get away, because I'm mad at that point. Y'all fucking laughing at me, and I'm sitting here like fucked up. This ain't funny. Stop laughing at me. Stop it. you know? So I get myself together. I get to bed. Hardest night of sleep in the world. Wake up in the morning, threw up a little bit more, started to feel better. It was the worst. It was not the way to bring in New Year's at all, at fucking all, y'all. Like, and I've never had that experience again on New Year's. Now I've had a couple of experiences of um, hangovers. In particular, I remember one on the Thanksgiving day where I had a really bad hangover. After that, but for the most part, that was pretty much the end of like moments like that. I can't think of any other time I've eaten bad food and had alcohol like done that. So that was a once in a lifetime experience, and it was a once in a lifetime experience of which I never had, and it sucked because it happened on the holiday, which made it worse to me because that's the last like moments of whatever year that was, and my first moments of the like coming year, that year was to fucking be just totally destroyed, wrecked, retching all over the place. Not a pretty sight. Not a pretty sight. But yeah, that by far worst fucking New Year's experience to date. I'm sure there's maybe some emotional thing or something. I don't know. But nothing stands out as much as that New Year's. It is like, for the most part, like one of the worst moments of my life, I think. Like, it was awful. It was awful. But yeah, there you go, folks. First video of the year. Happy New Year's, everyone. Hope you guys had a great, safe night. Um, Here's to 2021. May it bring better things for you and keep improving your life. And with all that said, you guys feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Megas, and I'm out. Deuces.